Hey guys, Melissa Re-Alfred here. Thank you so much for jumping on. If you are new to my channel, which many of you are, because it is a new channel, just want to formally say welcome and thank you for being here. If you could press subscribe and join, I know that's asking a lot, but it would definitely help the channel get out there more. If you can actually share this video more than anything, it's just so important for this particular video to get out as far and as wide as possible. And once we go through the video, you'll realize why. But yeah, sharing this would be great. So thank you guys in advance for that. Quickly, before I jump in though, I just wanted to let you guys know of a book that I wrote called Radical Encounters with God. It shares over 33 years of radical encounters, testimonies, and stories that I've had, starting all the way at age 7 when I experienced a body part miraculous instant healing with Jesus. So all the details are in the book for that. And if you like reading and if you like testimonies, then you might want to check out this book. I'm going to put the link down below for you guys so you can find it easily. Yeah. Oh, one last thing. Also, just want to let you know that in March, speaking of the book, I'm going to be interviewing somebody who sent me a testimony. They were in a doctor's office waiting room and they were reading my book, and something had, I guess, jumped out of them that was in the book, and it stirred them up so much that they decided to go for it. And right there in the doctor's office, they just stepped out on faith, and they've been going to that doctor for 16 years for a medical condition that needed attention frequently, needed it needed like medication frequently. And so they encountered the power of God right there in the doctor's waiting room. And then it continued on in the doctor's office when they got called in. So that's going to be in March. So you might not want to miss that. I'd love to have you guys on to watch that as well. And I hope it blesses you. So please subscribe to the channel so you don't miss that. Now, let's just jump into the dream. I'm not going to be here very long because the dream itself is just not very long, but it's a message that needs to be shared. And for some of you, it's just definitely going to be confirmation. So the dream starts out in the middle of the night, and that's going to make sense as I go through the dream. So the dream was in the middle of the night, and a high-ranking angel had come down to speak to me. And he stood in the middle of my street, kind of like right in the middle of the yellow line. So where the angel had like one foot on one side of the yellow line and the other foot on the other side. So really just right there in the middle of the road. He had come down to tell me a message. And behind the angel, probably about 50 feet, 75 feet back, stood hundreds and thousands of other angels behind him. And they all were unified. They all were in a line. They were all in like an angel attire uniform, where they had on a different outfit than the high-ranking angel that stood before me. So they had like on robes, and they had like the wings, and it was like head to toe robe kind of thing from, neck down. Where this angel had on, it looked more like, I would say like war. There was like angel ranking war attire. And I don't know for sure because we didn't exchange like, hi, my name is Michael, and hi, my name is Melissa. We didn't have an introduction in that kind of regard. But if I were to guess, 95% of me would say that that was Michael, the archangel. I know that it wasn't Gabriel. I just know that I know that in my dream. And I would guess that it was Michael, the archangel, who came to share this message with me. Back to the angels, though, that were behind the archangels, that it was really cool because it was such a powerful backdrop that took place in my dream, because these angels stood all in a unified line with each other, and as each row got back further and further and further, the rows were getting higher and higher. So it was like an ascension up from touching the earth, and it ascended all the way into the heavenlies. That's how many angels there were behind him, and it was just a really powerful scene to see in my dream. So back to the angel that came to give me the message. He had looked at me and he had said, tell the people that Jesus is coming back sooner than you think. And, you never know what an angel's going to say to you in a message, but that's not what I thought was going to be said. It was kind of like, whoa, there was such a sobering, there was such like a wow factor to it. And it was just like, tell the people that Jesus is coming back sooner than you think. And no other words were said. There was no need for any other words to be said. That sentence was powerful enough. And as soon as that happened, in my dream, I had zoomed out of the dream. So now I'm kind of like watching from an aerial shot where I could like see down below. And at the time, in the natural, I lived by a seaside resort. So there was like a lot of ocean and there was a lot of land around at the same time. And I could see, again, it's the middle of the night. So I could see really clearly that like suddenly, this random house, which was set, dark a few seconds ago, because all of the houses were dark because everybody's sleeping, it turns on and it flickers and the lights go on and that house becomes, awake, I'm assuming. And then, a second later, another house and another road on another street flickers on, and then another house and another. And it was like all these little houses randomly in a scattered pattern were just, waking up and the lights were turning on. And the same thing with the ocean, or sorry, the same thing on the ocean, like people that were in their boats who were anchored down for the night, those, some of the boat lights were turning on as well. And we get a lot of boats that come through that area. And so there was a lot of them, but you could see like where one would flick on and another one would flick on and another one would flick on. And in my dream, I knew that those people woke up because they also heard the message that the angel spoke to me. And when I, asked the Lord about that, like this one needed a little bit more digging for me. Some things in dreams are super literal, and you can read that in the Bible where he'll give people dreams and say, get up and move house, or time to go to the next country or the next place that I send you. He did that with obviously Joseph, Mary and Joseph, when it was time for them to relocate. And he did that with Abraham and Sarah with the king. And he said, listen, king, if you touch Sarah, you're going to die. That's just not something that needs interpretation, very literal from the Lord. And then there's, more like things that you got to dig a little further for. And so that part of the dream, I felt like it wasn't done. There was some more digging to do. And so I kept going a little bit with that. And I felt like the Lord was saying that the aerial shot where I had like the land and the sea, yes, it was my town, but there was like a part B to that. We were watching something that felt like the reason why you saw like the land and the sea and this and the lights going on, because this word is more global, it's international, it's going to cross the oceans, it's going to cross the continents, it's going to cross the land, right? And it's going all around the world, which is so very true for today. Like if you were to jump on YouTube right now and you were to look up like, Jesus coming back, you're going to see a lot of prophetic words and prophetic people who are saying the same thing, that they got the download, the message, the vision, and audible, like Jesus is coming back soon. I don't necessarily hear sooner than you think, but I think it was like last week where I heard somebody say that as well. In this dream I did have a little while ago, and I had shared it, but I'm definitely here today to share it on my channel, which had just recently started. So yeah, like God will confirm his word. He's not nervous. He's not a man that he should lie. So he's going to say the same thing, and he's going to confirm it with 2 or 3. Like he says, this word itself feels like it's being confirmed globally by, the hundreds at this point. And I think I'm just going to pause because I want to point out the severity, or like the intensity of this word. I don't know how long maybe you've been a Christian. I didn't grow up in the church. I got saved in a radical way, which I write about in the book. But, I have been a Christian for a while now. And like 10 years ago, we knew obviously that Jesus is coming back, the second coming of the Lord. We knew that. We read about it. People speak about it, but not to this like intensity or extent, or in this kind of like repetitive theme. We are hearing about that now like all the time. And so there's an urgency that, Jesus, that he's coming back for sure. We know that, right? Um, but he's definitely coming back sooner than we think. And nobody knows the time, the day, the hour, not even the Son of God. Jesus does not know, because his love for us is so enormous, and it's, nothing can keep us from that love. It's so enormous that if Jesus knew like the day, the hour, the time, like he's going to send word out, like, hey guys, bride, bride, let's go. Listen, let's have a talk. Be ready, Friday at 2 o'clock. Like, I'm coming back. Like, make sure you got your bags packed. Like, we are out of here. Because it is his will that like none should perish. I mean, that's just his desire, and we are in his inheritance. He wants his whole inheritance. So, but I think the best that could happen is that we get these warnings and we share them with people now. I think that's the happy medium right there. This is like the best we're gonna get, is like Jesus is coming back sooner than we think. It's time is wrapping up here. The second coming is, the train is leaving the station. And so be ready, guys, because if we were to know the exact time, day, and hour, is it real? Because we'd all be ready, right? Do we truly, love God with all our heart, our mind, our soul, or do we just want to not be left behind, right? And so God has to give us an option. He has to give us an option, because love doesn't force, right? Love is not manipulative. It doesn't force. That's why we have free will. He's not going to go against our own free will choice. Sorry, it's like I'm trying to get the sun out of my face here. Or we'll just leave it there. Why not? Yeah. So love doesn't force, right? And it's really right there. It's that 3 o'clock hour. Sorry. So love does not force, right? And like with Adam and Eve in the garden, he had to give that one option, because he couldn't have everything the same, because they would take away their free will to choose. But he tried to make it as easy as possible. I mean, how many trees were in the Garden of Eden? Hundreds of thousands of trees, I'm guessing. I mean, I don't know, I wasn't there, but I'm guessing there's a lot of trees. And he's like, okay, I'm going to make one tree for you guys, just one. Just don't eat the fruit of that tree, because I have to give you a choice, because that's what love does. And because I cannot go against your free will. Like, you are free to go and do your own thing if you choose something outside of me. And that's what we wake up with, the choice every single day today. We still have the option to choose if we want to be in the will of God or if we want to be outside the will of God. But God, in his love, I mean, he makes it as easy as possible for us. And it was one tree. I'm not going to make 10 different trees and make this as complicated as possible. I'm just going to make it one tree. Stay away from one tree, Adam and Eve. And, like, we're good to go. I think that that's what's happening now with these prophetic dreams and messages and visions that people are having. I can't tell you the exact time, day, or the hour, but I'm going to make it as easy as possible for you guys. And I'm going to let you know that Jesus is coming back sooner than you think. So whatever time you think that Jesus is coming back, maybe in your head, just fast forward that, and it's coming sooner than that. You know what I mean? Like, just pretend, like, let's just go with today. Jesus could be coming back today, tomorrow, the weekend. He's coming back sooner than we think, because time in itself is just so different sorry, I'm going to move over a bit. Time in itself is just so different than it is in heaven. And the Bible talks about that in 2 Peter 3:8, where it says that one day with the Lord is like 1,000 days anywhere else. Well, we are the anywhere else, okay? And so we are the thousands days, and the 1,000 days is like one day with the Lord, right? It's this conversion that's happening in that Bible verse. So Jesus died 2,000 years ago. So for 2,000 years, we have been waiting for the coming of the Lord Jesus Christ, that second coming. And it feels long, right? For us down here, it's like, oh, 2,000 years. Is it going to be another 2,000 years? Is it going to be another 5,000 years? But for Jesus, if you use that conversion in the book of Peter, he's only been gone for a weekend. He's been gone for 2 days. Like, that's it. So the soon is so much sooner than we think, because heaven's everything trumps earth anything. Just a little bit of extra for you there. I hope this blesses you. Please, if it touched you in any way, please share the message. Please help get this message out far and wide, and touch as many people as possible. Thank you guys for listening. Please subscribe and like this video. It really helps the channel that is brand new grow. Thanks, guys. Bye.